Welcome back, everyone. Just a quick roundup of today, right? So as you can see on screen, I actually lost trade 1 and trade 2, right? And both of these, no, the first trade 1 was actually me selling gold, and the second one was me buying gold. So on the second trade, what I'd actually done was to re-enter, but I entered at the wrong time. So usually I don't enter the market in between sessions. So you have different sessions in the market. You have New York session. The session that precedes the New York session is the London session. So I usually wait until that crossover happens. There's a lot of volatility in the crossover. So this time I didn't wait until the crossover ended, but I entered, and the market pretty much pushed down and stopped me out. Right? So as you can see on screen, I end up losing around $26 for each of the two position. I eventually re-entered, right? So I kept my bias. It essentially re-entered, and then what you're seeing is how the trade was doing, right? So at this point, I was floating around $36 for each of those two buy positions. Right, so there's some, I can use some language in here which I can eventually going to clear up at some point. Let's quickly switch over to the the charting platform I use. It's TradingView, right? As you can see, it will show you where I actually entered the trade, and it also shows you where my stop loss is. A stop loss is like a safety on the trade, right? So you put that level there. So if the price goes below that level, it will close out your trade, and you just you take on the loss that you would have put on there. And then now at the top of the green area is where my final take profit was supposed to be. But I actually did not hold the trade all the way there. When I checked back, the trade was floating at a level that I was comfortable with, considering that it was almost like 11 a.m. or going to 12 in the day. And I decided that I was going to close. I initially decided that I was going to close one of the positions, right? And I closed one. And then, when I came to me like, okay, based on the time of the day, I don't want to be too greedy. It's the first day in the journey. Let me just... And the market, I'd even pushed up even further, right? If you can see in the chart, it ended up pushing up further. And I say, you know what? Let me just close out the other position as well. I think I ended up getting around 90 pips. Right, so I ended up getting around 90 pips per position. Right, so I ended up closing both of them. And what my final position would be on the day is that I would have ended up making $114 for the day, which is around 1%. Right, so it wasn't a bad first day until tomorrow.